Across ancient history, civilizations on nearly every continent arrived at the same geometric conclusion. They built from a broad base, tapering stone and brick upward into a singular point. In the mathematics of quantum theory, this expansive foundation represents a manifold, the field of all possible states before reality is fixed. The upward slope of the pyramid visualizes a process of narrowing. It forces infinite possibilities to collapse toward a single, actualized state at the apex. This is the observation operator. It takes potential energy and locks the system into a defined physical configuration. Human architecture has long celebrated this upward thrust because it mirrors the birth of actualized reality. However, a universe that only moves in this direction faces a mathematical dead end. What happens when a system converts all its potential into fixed matter? Constant actualization eventually exhausts the manifold. Without a return path, the system reaches a state of absolute rigidity where no further change is possible. This one-way movement creates unsustainable thermodynamic pressure, a condition defined as irreversible entropy. Mathematically, a system that cannot recycle its states is doomed to heat death. For reality to persist, the geometry of the universe requires a release valve. The architecture of creation must be balanced by a mirrored architecture of dissolution. This balance is found in the inverted pyramid, a structure that points downward into the earth. This geometry represents the immersion operator, the necessary mathematical counterpart to the upright monument. It functions in reverse. It takes a fixed, actualized event and fractures it back out into a wide field of probability. This process of deactualization returns configurations to the field of potential states, replenishing the manifold. We see the same symmetry in particle physics, where the positron acts as the mathematical mirror to the electron. This inverted space represents a temporary immersion into the quantum antiworld, the source of all potential. In the ODTOE formalism, these levels are connected through cross-scale entanglement. If the cycle requires a reverse phase to maintain symmetry at the quantum level, the same mathematical necessity applies to the planetary geometry of pyramids. When the mathematics of creation and dissolution are united, they form a single coherent system. By joining these two pyramids at the base, we arrive at an octahedron, the minimal self-consistent structure of reality. Energy circulates here in a closed, strange loop. It flows upward to become actual and filters downward to become potential again. True equilibrium is a dynamic, balanced cycle of building and erasing. These mathematical principles find resonance in the designs of our most ancient structures. Humans have instinctively paired monuments of power with subterranean spaces dedicated to transition, silence, and rebirth. The mathematics of the immersion operator demand a physical manifestation. This necessity leads to a specific, testable archaeological prediction. To satisfy the condition of mathematical equilibrium, massive pyramids like those on the Giza Plateau cannot exist as isolated structures. Symmetry requires that inverted pyramids of black stone must exist, hidden deep directly beneath the foundations of the visible monuments. This hypothesis shifts the theory from the realm of abstract quantum equations into a physically verifiable archaeological target. Viewing the Great Pyramid through this lens reveals an incomplete circuit. Cross-scale entanglement suggests this geometry governs the universe at every level, from the orbit of an atom to the stones of a planetary monument. Achieving the fullness of existence requires accepting the descent into the unknown as much as the ascent into the light. The story of reality is an octahedron, and for millennia we have marveled at only half of the cycle.